So now we just finished learning about the donkey of the Mashiach, and the word donkey in Hebrew is also the same letters as the physical world. So we see that the fundamental purpose that the world was created by the way the word I was looking for this morning was phenomenon. There's a phenomenon in the world. I couldn't think of the word. Okay, so the idea of the Mashiach is going to ride on the donkey means that the physical world will actually elevate man. Instead of confusing us and bringing us down like it does now, the physical world will actually elevate man. Man will realize that his purpose, the purpose that God created man, is in order to fix up the world. And the reason he created the world is in order that man should fix it up. So that's the whole story of the Bible. Right? That God creates this thing called the world, and the last thing he puts in it is man in order to fix it up. But the one who's going to realize that was Adam. When Adam ate from the tree, so essentially he defied his purpose in the world. He was supposed to be in the world in order to fix up the world. And instead he ate from the tree because it looked good. And it felt good, and he wanted something personal from it. So Abraham started to do this, fix up this mistake of Adam, thinking about yourself. And by the way, there can't be any greater sign of the sin of Adam than these religions that talk about going to heaven. I mean, that's like the essence of the sin of Adam. That he became selfish. He just did everything for himself. This world is not so important. The whole purpose of this world is to get you to go into heaven. There's no bigger selfishness than that. So Abraham was the first one to come and fix it up. He managed to elevate that the world did not interfere with his possessions. And Moshe, he put his family. So the world did not interfere with that, but they elevated things around him, but not himself. And Mashiach will make it that every human being is elevated by the world. Every human being will feel his purpose in the world and how wonderful a gift it is that we're alive and we're here in the world, and that we can actually find our meaning and our purpose and our life in the physical world, fixing up the physical world, something that's really eternal. So that's the idea of what says that if the Mashiach will zachu, in other words, the people only work with pure things, then it's only going to be spiritual. But if the Jewish people work with things that are not purified, they purify the world, lo zachu, not pure, then it'll be even higher. He'll be a poor person riding on a donkey. In other words, the physical world will elevate us.
So this riding on the donkey is the worst case scenario.
The riding on the donkey is the best. The riding on the donkey, it means that the donkey does not ride on you. The physical world doesn't overcome you.
But the alternative was that he, instead of coming with the oxen and the camels and the donkey, came with the oxen, the camel, and the stars. The stars, the Mashiach comes with the clouds, not stars, clouds, or on a donkey.
Right, either the Mashiach, in other words, what
the donkey means, that man will ride on the material world on the time of Mashiach. But that's the worst case scenario, because earlier we said that the clouds was on.
Okay, that's what usually we think. You're right. What we usually think is that if the world is not proper, then the Mashiach will come riding on a donkey, right? And it'll be a very poor thing, and a very, right. That's a simple meaning. But the Rebbe changes that meaning. He puts it it's a very common thing in the Torah that there's the Pshat, and the Ramesh and the Jew sometimes turns the whole thing over. Turns it over to mean something totally opposite, especially in Kabbalah. Here he's saying that if the world is not meritorious, what does it mean not meritorious? That if we work with things that have no merit and we elevate them, then even the poor people, even the lowest level people, they will ride on the donkey. In other words, the donkey will elevate the physical world. Donkey is synonymous with the physical world. The physical world will elevate everyone, including even people that are poor, that have no merits, that have no The physical world will scream, like it says in the future, a person will walk on the street and the rocks will say, what are you walking on me for? Right? I'm doing what I was created for. You're not doing what you're created for. And the world will bring people to their senses. The world will elevate people. So that's what it means, a poor person riding on the donkey. Don't just say he's riding on the donkey, that the donkey himself will elevate him. He brought before a person that rides on a donkey, the donkey can take him to places where he alone couldn't go. A donkey can bear a burden that's more than a person can bear. The same thing, the world itself will take us places where we couldn't go. Levels of service of God, levels of awareness of the Creator that we didn't have before. So that's what the Mashiach will do, that the physical world will elevate us. Understand?
Yeah.
That's what it means. Good. So that's the best scenario.
Okay.
That's better. If we rise on clouds, it means only the spiritual worlds will elevate us. Right? That means that the simple people and the people who are ignorant, they'll be left out because they don't know what spiritual is. They're not even interested in it. But a poor person riding on a donkey. Here you see like what the Lubavitcher Rebbe does. The Lubavitcher Rebbe, I saw there's cases, he took people that were anti-Judaism, anti-Jews, that were like super leftist, communists, anti-anything that had any sort of a wisp, an implication of religion or Judaism or godliness, or anything, just totally empty. And the Rebbe brought it to the point where they would consider doing a commandment. They would put on tefillin in their house. They would do some. I mean, people that just didn't register by them, the whole thing of Judaism and God and Torah and going out of Egypt. And brought it about that these people said, okay, but I don't believe in those things, but I'm a Jew. A Jew puts on tefillin. A Jew has to defile the Shabbos. Right? I don't believe in God, but I do the commandments. A Jew can't do the commandments. He doesn't believe in the God of the religion, but he believes the God that creates the world, the God that creates him, the God that's his best friend. He believes it. Hey, let's not forget that all this is talking about the holiday of Yud Tet Kislev. What was the holiday of Yud Tet Kislev in a very short way? When the first Rebbe of Chabad came out with these ideas and started explaining these ideas, so he had a lot of enemies. A lot of enemies, and the biggest enemies that he had were the religious Jews, the ultra-Orthodox Jews, the Talmidei Chachamim. They became his big enemies because he was trying to turn everything around and saying, like we just said, even the simplest person, the simplest Jew, has a soul from the highest levels. They didn't like this. They didn't like this idea. And on the other hand, he said, even the greatest Jew, most holy, he has to change himself and get closer to God. No end how you can get closer to God. It's called doing tshuva. So even the lowest Jew can reach the highest levels, and even the highest Jew, he has to fix himself up as though he was at the lowest levels. The people didn't like that. So he had a lot of enemies. Let's see. Yud Gimel. Kavod Kadosh is Moriad Mor. We're on page 63. Again, this is the Kuti Sichas Aleph. The previous Rebbe said, B'shah sha'ad Mor Zakin, when the Alter Rebbe Haya Chavush B'Beis Asurim, when he was in prison, Tipol B'Chakirato Netzigo Ishi Shel minister. Who was it, the one that was interrogating the Rebbe was the personal assistant of the minister of religion, or the minister of whatever. Shehaya Baki B'Tanach, he was fluent in all of the books of the Torah. V'yad'an b'inyanei yadut, and he knew and understood Judaism. Genius person. Maybe we should just make a short preface over here. What happened in Yud Tet Kislev? This was like right at the end of the 1700s. Right at the end of the 1798 or something. 1798, something. And excuse me. So it comes along, the Baal Shem Tov had been 50 years before spreading out his ideas, but then came the Alter Rebbe, the first Rebbe of Chabad, that he was one of the pupils of the main pupil of the Baal Shem Tov, who was called the Maggid of Mezrich. The Maggid of Mezrich, who was the main pupil of the Baal Shem Tov, he also had pupils. They say 70 pupils he had, 60 people. And they were all very great. The youngest of them, in some ways the most talented, was the first Rebbe of Chabad. The Maggid of Mezrich told him to write a Shulchan Aruch, and he changed the Siddur to make a Siddur. So he wrote the book, the Tanya. And this book, the Tanya, completely changed around the whole order of what Judaism is. You know, that God suddenly is infinitely close to you, infinitely closer than you can possibly imagine. And at the same time, God is infinitely far. He creates the spiritual. But everyone has to understand the spiritual worlds in order really to have some comprehension of who we're serving. So he started teaching like these Kabbalistic ideas to the simplest people, explaining them in great detail. And his enemies, who were also religious Jews, and they thought this was just total insanity and this was going to destroy everything, to take Kabbalistic ideas for the masses. And so they made up a story about him and gave it to the Russian government. The Russian government at that time was like usual. It was super ultra-Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, something like Catholicism, but it's in a different style. And he said that in other words, the government in Russia, the government and the church were like one. And they came and they said that the Alter Rebbe, that he wants to make a revolution against the government. Because the Alter Rebbe was a different religion. I mean, basically, maybe the historians can correct me, but as far as I understand, everyone in Russia, without any exception, were ultra-Orthodox Christians of this type of Russian Orthodox, whatever it was, except for the Jews. Everybody believed in the church, everybody from the highest, from the king, everyone, the most simple people, everyone was super fanatic, ultra-Orthodox, religious. Religious country. Right? The Tsarist Russia. The Tsar was religious, this was religious. They were all super religious. And except for the Jews. The Jews were the only ones that didn't believe in this. So already the Jews were on sort of, walking on thin ice, as it was. All of a sudden came these Jews, religious Jews, they came to the Tsar or the big officials and they said, listen, there's this fellow called Shner Zalman, and he's trying to make a whole new religion. He's giving money to Turkey, and he's going to make whatever it is, war against him. Basically the same thing came against sending money to Israel to make a war. He's going to make a revolution. He's talking against the king. So they imprisoned him. They believed all these religious people. They were religious people who would believe these people would lie. I mean, the religious people would have killed them themselves, but they didn't want to do it. I mean, it's not a thing you do. They can give it to the government, and the government will do it. So they put him into prison, and they started to interrogate him to see what exactly is this whole new system that he's trying to open up and destroy the Russian government, and what are his plans, and what is this. So they interrogated him. They had expert interrogators, and they to find out. In the end, finally, they realized that not only was he innocent of all charges, but that he was some sort of unusually holy person that only had their good in mind, but that in fact he was some sort of a revolutionary. He was some sort of a revolutionary that was only for the benefit of all mankind, and they couldn't understand where really he was coming from, but they released him. Okay, now they say that one of the interrogators was a genius. He was a minister, the chief servant of the minister, whatever, the chief, the chief interrogator of the minister of religion, or minister of the interior. And he knew all of Tanakh with Rashi and everything. He was a genius. Achaz Hashal is one of the questions, one of the questions that the first Rebbe of Chabad was asked. What it means, Vayikra Hashem Elokim Elo Adam, that after Adam ate from the tree of knowledge, that God called to man and said, Ayeka, where are you? Right? It's a sentence in the Bible, right over there. Adam ate from the tree, and it says that they went and they hid it among the trees of the garden. And God came and said, where are you? And he asks the Alter Rebbe, God didn't know where Adam was. Didn't know. Admor Zaken Yeshiva Ohr said, in the words of Rashi, that what? That God wanted to enter Adam into conversation. He wanted to see what he would answer, and Nana Sar, this minister, Et Asher Omar Rashi Yadani. I know what Rashi says. Ela sheratzoni lishmoa ma b'fi Rebbe. What do you say? Let's see what you have to say. Omar Admor Zaken, God said, Kish Adam hu begil Poloni, when a person is a certain age, let's say he said, I'm just taking an example, 53 years old. V'kan nakav Admor Zaken mispar ashani meduyak shahaya l'sar. It happened to be that the number that he said was the exact age of this minister he was talking to. So when a person is 53 years old, as Ponei Olav HaKodesh Baruch Hu, and God personally calls him and says, Ayeka, where are you? Are you aware of why you were created? Alay Adamot, on the world. Ma mutal alecha, what is your responsibility? Uma hespakta, and what have you achieved in your life? That's what it's talking about. That God is calling to man, it means He's calling to every man. So just take an example. Let's say there was somebody who was 53 years old, and God is now calling to him right now, and He's saying, have you done what you're supposed to do in the world? What have you achieved in your life? What is your obligations? You're aware of what your responsibility is in the world? The previous Rebbe told this story, and he said, it saved the Alter Rebbe himself midarga shel kalos nefesh, from what's called the expiration, going out of his soul. The Alter Rebbe was so happy that he was about to give his life for the sake of the truth. Admor Zaken yeshurui b'simcha gedola, ala shezacha lichabesh bebeit asurim. He was happy that he was suffering in prison, ulamsor nafshu, and that he was going to give his life for the Baal Shem Tov and the Rav Magid. The Alter Rebbe knew that there was something very, very precious in this. This did not come by an accident. It didn't come by his enemies. This came from God. Everything comes from God. And there's some reason that God wants me to be here and He wants me to suffer. And they're going to kill me. He was sentenced to death. And they're going to kill me. Obviously, this is a really a good thing. Said when the Alter Rebbe answered this answer, suddenly he changed his mind. What do you mean he changed his mind? V'hayata lo hargashat tanug kol gedola. I'm sorry, this continues. That the Alter Rebbe has previously, before he answered this, he had such a high level of pleasure, ad kedei kalot nefesh, until his soul was about to go out of his body. It was so pleasing to him. God, thinking, ach bad keshid bonen shekodesh baruch hu poneh el kol adam mishalon lekevet. But when he thought that God is asking everybody a question, Ayeka, where are you? What have you done in your life? You know what you have to do? Is hishlim emutalav, have you hashlim, did you complete what you've been assigned, what God wanted you to do in the world? He'd born in a zoo, pa'ala love. This caused him l'she'er lamata, to be low, remain alive. Neshama b'guf kedei lahashlim et inyanim shalamatratam yorad neshmata lamata. In order that he could complete the purpose for which his soul came into the world. Right? The Rebbe brought a very interesting thing. The Rebbe says over here. The Rebbe brought a story. It's brought in other places also. There's a book called Magid Meshurim. There was an angel that used to talk to Rabbi Yosef Karo. An angel used to tell him all sorts of things. He wrote in his book called Magid Meshurim. He wrote what the angel told him. You can buy the book. I have the book. You can buy it. As the angel once came to Rav Yosef Karo and said, good news, you're going to go to the land of Israel, and you're going to die al Kiddush Hashem. They're going to kill you over there. You're going to die because you're a Jew. He was tremendously happy. Because he knew that it was like a sacrifice, like a holy temple. What happened in the holy temple? They killed animals, not nice killing animals. But the fact is, it was a release of godly energy back to the Creator. Back to the Creator. So he knew that this is what he was doing. A normal person would say, oh, this is terrible. But he was going to be a pure sacrifice. He was going to go off to, he was very happy. Afterwards, it says the angel came back to him, said, listen, God changed his mind. You haven't been as diligent as you've been in the past. You're going to get the second prize, run-up prize. And what is that? To write the Shulchan Aruch. So the Shulchan Aruch that every Jew lives by, that was like a consolation prize they got. It was somehow was better if he would have died al Kiddush Hashem. Not better for him. It could have been better for him also, but also better for the whole world. The same thing the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe was so happy that he was suffering for this amazing cause, namely to bring peace, to bring unity, to bring godliness, to bring blessing, meaning into the whole entire world. He said, if this is part of the stage that's necessary, 100%. I mean, after all, I'm just a creation. God's creating me. I don't belong to myself. I'm not creating myself. If God wants to do this, then it's okay. But as soon as he answered this question, he said to this, it was non-Jew. The non-Jew asked him, what did God say to the first man? Where are you? So God said, the Alter Rebbe said, God is talking to you. Where are you? As soon as he said that, all of a sudden the Alter Rebbe realized, hey, God's talking to me too. Where am I? Have I really completed the purpose that I'm in this world for? Is this really what I'm here for, just to be so happy that I'm putting into prison? Maybe I should get out of prison. And he says that saved him. In the end, I understand there's different things what happened to this minister, but he was tremendously impressed. One place I read that he converted, I don't know if that's true. Yudalid. Something that happened, a story that happened to one of the leaders of Chabad, Rabbeinu Kadoshim, the holy leaders of Chabad. Like I said before, the Rebbe said every leader of the Chabad is the Mashiach of that generation. So if so, this is a general soul, which just like the Holy Temple provided life and blessing for the whole world, and so the Rebbe the same thing. It's pretty hard to believe that one little house in Jerusalem, this provided life for the whole entire world. It's pretty hard to believe. So maybe it's even easier to believe that one person could do it. A house is just a bunch of bricks. A person, at least, is a person. But nevertheless, that's what it is. So the Alter Rebbe, anything that happened to one of the Rebbes is a very, very important thing to us because they are the shepherds of Israel. Meshamish Kahora, this should serve as a teaching, Latzon Marito, to his herd, his sheep. Eres HaChasidim, the Chassidim, Ubem Sutam, to the all Jewish people. What is the lesson we can learn from this? I'll call Yehudi Ladat. Every Jew must know. Ki, Hashayla Ayeka, that this question that God is asking, where are you? Mufnit al kol echad, pam acher pam. This is asked to every single Jew constantly. Al gadol shebegadolim, whether we're talking about the big of the big or the small of the small. Ela shetochen hashayla hu lekol echad. Each one gets the question according to his individual uniqueness. El echad mufnis, to one person, it could one Jew that God is asking, Ayeka, what does it mean? Tavia v'darisha. It could be like the Alter Rebbe, a demand, limanami kolos nefesh, that you should not have a tremendous desire to just go out of your body and be clinging to God. Right? People like me, I mean, they don't, God doesn't tell me, Bolton, don't expire your soul to me. I haven't got such a worry. It's not going to happen. Shebedugim, like it was the sons of Aaron, like Nadav and Avihu. It says they were so holy that they went into the Holy of Holies and their souls just jumped out of their bodies. They're so holy. So there's some Jews, This ayeka, where are you, is telling them, don't let your soul jump out of your body. I know you want to cling to God. I know you're a tremendously spiritual person. Don't let it happen. Ki im levatzea et shlichoso v'avoraso lamata. Stay in the world and do what you're supposed to do, make a dwelling in the world. That's holy people. The ayeka, where are you, is telling them, stay in the world. Don't be too holy. The question is, ayeka, Korea lihimana mihit masrut lemiloi taivos odom lezeh. Ayeka means, maybe stop going down to the bars, maybe spend a little bit less time on your cellular phone, on your whatever it is, on your WhatsApp or something. Ki on Facebook. Ki im lechazek balimud Torah ki mitzvahs. To another person, he's telling them don't be too holy, be at least a little bit holy, right? But this question of where are you is being given to every single Jew. And just like we had with the Alter Rebbe, through the Jews it comes to the non-Jews as well, because the Alter Rebbe story was with a non-Jew. Ayeka, where are you? Hadarisha mehave gam siua. The fact that God is asking you, where are you, this is also a help, an assistance. Netilat koach va'od. L'kol echad levatzeh et avodaso, l'ashlim et mataras brioso, b'simcha v'tuv levav. Each person has to fulfill the purpose for which he was created, and he has to do it in a happy way. And this, that you know that God cares about you and He's asking about you, this is an assistance to actually do what you're supposed to be doing in the world. Now, there's just one small thing. This is taking for granted that everybody realizes that he has a purpose in the world. In other words, we're not just here. You're not here by accident. People, no matter how accidental they might think that they are, their mother just had relations with somebody who knows what, and then his mother also wanted to have an abortion, but she was lacking like $10 or something, and she couldn't do it, or she missed the appointment, or she thought it was a different day, something like that. And it just happened to be that he was born, and his mother just left him and put him in a basket and just left him in the subway or something, who knows what, right? So
Born because your mother didn't have $10.
right,
What a story.
she wanted to make an abortion, but it cost like $19.50, and she only had $9.50. She didn't have $10. She lost. So therefore, he was born. So if a person could think, what am I here in the world for? Nobody wants me, nobody likes me, nobody cares about me. Exactly the opposite. Everybody hates me, right? The guy is born and his nose is a little bit crooked, and his one eye is up and the other one's down. He's missing 3 teeth. Something like that. So everybody makes fun of him, and the kids make fun of him, and everybody says, the guy says, what am I going to do? Oh, there's bullying, on Facebook, they have bullying. So a person could think to himself, listen, I'm just a big mistake, I shouldn't be here, I'm just a big ball of trouble. Why I have no purpose to be here in the world. So he thinks of putting the end to the world. Says the Rebbe, don't think about that. God is asking you, Ayeka, where are you? All of these troubles that you had, these are challenges. You are special. God wants you to overcome these, and you'll see you're going to be something special. Maybe you're not going to be the top basketball player in the world. Maybe you're not going to be the greatest general in the world, but you'll be a human being. It could be the best basketball player in the general. They're not even human beings. It could be, who knows? Just to be a human being, that could be the biggest challenge of all. Much greater challenge than Napoleon or whatever one. Therefore, everyone is being asked constantly, where are you? Are you doing the job for which you were created in the world? At the kesher shebein shailat ayeka lemosor shel admor hazaken yesh lemitzah bahaba lahalan. The connection between this question, where are you, and the imprisonment of the first Rebbe of Chabad, and he got out on Yud Tes Kislev, this is going to be illustrated by the following story. Masor shel adam hazaken nava ki yadua me'akitrog she'ora lamayla al gila rozin d'oraisa Torah Chassidic. The reason the first Rebbe was put into prison was not because there were misnagdim that hated him, and not because he was a Jew in the middle of Russian Orthodox country. No. The real reason was, those were just appearances. The real reason was the Alter Rebbe was revealing secrets of the Torah, that it was a question if they should have been revealed or not. It was revealing secrets of the Torah that could potentially be very misleading and even dangerous. Mitoch kach, the Alter Rebbe gila person, because of the fact that the Alter Rebbe revealed secrets, and the secrets of the secrets, like we said, not just the wine of the Torah, but the oil of the Torah, the Kol B'nai Yisrael, to all the Jewish people. Al yedei avasam liyedei hislabshus v'seichel, and even put these deep ideas into intellect. B'chachma bina v'das shel nefesh elokis ube'emtzutam v'seichel, by first of all explaining into the intellect of the godly soul, making it into order. The godly soul feels God, but it doesn't know what it feels. The Alter Rebbe first explained it to the godly soul, and then afterwards into even the intellectual soul. Chachma bina v'das nefesh asichlis, and then finally into nefesh ruach neshama. I'm sorry, the chachma bina v'das even to the animal soul. So the same animal soul that likes to, ride your motorcycle or whatever it is, go boating, that same animal soul can start to really understand God. Understand what really a boat is and what the river is and what it means and why I'm here and what I'm in the world. I should do favors for other people and help other people. Ad kadei kach she'em makifim et haguf hagashmi kulo. To the point where these ideas of the Alter Rebbe brings to an awareness of God that encompasses your whole body and all of the time. Katotzo mikach niya kitrug. Because of that, the Alter Rebbe was wrecking up the whole Yetzer Hora. He was destroying all the pleasures of the world, potentially. There was a big argument in heaven, and that's why he was imprisoned. Also, like it says, a little bit of light pushes away a lot of darkness. Right? So all these bad things that are in the world, all these drugs and crimes and terrible things, they all come from darkness. They all come from darkness. If people really knew why they were here in the world, there wouldn't be any sinners. There wouldn't be any destructive action or thought or speech. There wouldn't be any hatred. There wouldn't be any wars or famines. Eventually, there wouldn't even be any disease. If people just knew really why they were here and connected the fact that God is creating them with this purpose every instant, is the whole world would be a different place. The reason that the Alter Rebbe was put into prison was because God wanted it to be that way. God wanted it that there should be opposition, and also the victory of the Rebbe. This also came from above. In other words, what does it mean the victory came from them? Not just the Rebbe got out of prison, but the ideas of Chassidut got out of prison. This was an agreement from above that he could reveal the secrets of the Torah, the Seichel Anushi, to all humanity. Therefore, there came the redemption of the Alter Rebbe in the physical world. So in other words, this was not just a historical story about one particular movement and led by one particular man. Right? Napoleon, Lahavdil, million of Avdallahs, that he led the French and he was put into prison and he escaped from Alba and they lost Waterloo and they put him back into this other place and he died over there. And it was an individual thing, a brave man, right? An insane person, an evil person that caused the deaths of who knows how many millions of people. And it's an individual story. But the Alter Rebbe is not that way. Lahavdil. The Alter Rebbe is not that way. The Alter Rebbe is the representative of the creator of the universe. And his attempt was to make the world a perfect place, that everyone's potential should be revealed. The creator would be revealed in his creation. And that's why the Alter Rebbe got out. It wasn't an individual person. It was the whole world that potentially became freed. Keitzad yitachen amnam la'avira. How really is it true? How can you really bring the secrets of the secrets, shebetivam mevim l'dargas kalos nefesh, that if a person really understands the secrets of the Torah, it brings to a person to just want to leave the whole world, liyadei hitiashvus, to bring it into a subtle way, by means of putting into human intelligence. How did the Alter Rebbe manage to do this? There's a saying, before Chassidut came along, that you should not learn Kabbalah until you're 40 years old, and you know the regular Torah, and you're married, you have children. The reason being why is that when you start to learn the ideas of Kabbalah, and you really start to take it seriously, suddenly you start to realize, wow, this world really had me faked out. I really thought that this world was all there was and that this world was really good. As soon as you realize that this world is just a big, it's a mirage. The whole thing is just foolish. All of a sudden, how did I get so interested in all these crazy things? A person starts to realize, wow, maybe I eat too much, maybe I eat. It's the problem. Maybe I live in a house. Maybe I should live in a cheaper house. Maybe I should live out in the street. I dress like this. Maybe I should stop thinking about what people think about me all the time. That's a big problem. Shouldn't think about, just not think about myself, just the spiritual world. As a person goes insane, and he doesn't care about it. I don't care what people say. They put him in a mental institution. I don't care. I'm just with God. I don't care where I am or what I am. That's very dangerous. How did the Alter Rebbe manage to bring these such deep ideas, wonderful ideas, into a physical way that even human, normal people could understand it? How did he do it? Because the first Rebbe, he realized, when he was in a situation in prison of kalot nefesh, that his soul was about to expire from the love of God, at kriyat ayeka. All of a sudden he heard God was saying to him, "Where are you?" At the shaila el alit hamufnit al kol echad. It's the question that's being asked by God personally to each and every Jew, and from then to each and every human being. Ha'im ishlim et hamatar et briat lasot lo yitborech dir b'tachtonim. Have you really completed the job you were put here in the world for, namely to make a dwelling in the lower worlds? Kriya v'shalazu manika l'tachtonim et efsharut. This question that God is asking every human being, Jews first, gives us the power le'echin et atzmam, to prepare ourselves k'fi shehem b'mitziutam, as we are now, to be a dwelling place for the essence of God. In other words, the Alter Rebbe was able to reveal these secrets because these secrets are already inside of each and every one of us. And the secrets are just waiting to be revealed. But what? You have to have the help of God. And the help of God is exactly this. Ayeka, where are you? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? So a person says, how can I do what I'm supposed to do? The whole world is against me. I haven't got any support over here. I'm all alone. And not only that, I haven't got any motivation. So God says, where are you? I said, I'm alone. God said, how can you be alone if you're hearing me talking to you? I'm asking you a question. Stop making excuses. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Where are you? I said, wow, you care about me, huh? You care about me asking. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm here, huh? I get it. I get the point. I get the point. Right? Okay, where are you? Yeah, okay, I get it. Not stop thinking about these thoughts and making resolutions, to go out and do. Right? Go out and do. You got the power. You're not alone. And what are you supposed to do? You're just supposed to do what you were created for. To make the world a better place is not such a big deal. Right? When you start to do it, it appears to be a big deal. I'm going to change the minds of 8 billion people. That's insane. It says you don't have to change the minds of 8 billion people. Just do something good. Just do it. Say something good. Say to one person, the outcome is not in your hands. You don't have to worry about the results. You just have to worry about doing it. I'll take care of the results. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Ayeka, where are you? I get that. Okay. Ken hosru kolak bolos bafros. When you realize that God is asking you, and God is supporting you, God is expecting it from you, this removes all limitations. Sheken kasher mevatzim et hadavar b'shlichuto ubekocho shel hakore ayeka, that when you know that what I do in the world is really just carrying out the directions and the will of the commander. Who's the commander? The same one who's asking me, where are you? Where are you? Shehu nimna nimnos. That God is the impossible of the impossibles. No se'afachim. That God can bear all opposites. Yeshnu avsharus lahavi gam et bechinat sasim doraisa. You can bring even the secrets of the Torah, the deepest secrets that make people's souls jump out of their bodies, liyadei gilui, to make it revealed in the world, and that the world will be benefited. Gilui ha'ma'orer u'megale oto et bechinat satim shebenashama. That this revelation reveals in him the inner secrets of his own soul. It's him. Hakashim, which is connected to the inner secret, the inner essence of God. So what's he saying? The Alter Rebbe was in prison. He was very happy. He was going to die on Kiddush Hashem. And all of a sudden this minister came in and he said, God is asking you, Ayeka, where are you? And suddenly the minister realized he's right. And the Alter Rebbe realized, hey, what I'm saying is right. God is really asking me, where am I? I have to stay alive, and I have to finish what I was doing in this world, no matter how difficult it may seem. With God's help, everything is easy and possible. Tet Zayin. Al Chodesh Kislev, on the month of Kislev, it says, Shu Damot Chodesh Sivan. It's something like the month of Sivan. If you know the Jewish calendar a little bit, the month that the Jewish people got out of Egypt, that was called Nisan. And 3 months later, there's Nisan, there's Iyar, and there's Sivan. 3 months later is the month of Sivan. That's when the Jews got the Torah. The Jews wandered in the desert. Huh? Yeah. So the Jews, well, how did it go? The Jews got out of Egypt in the middle of the month of Nisan. 15 days later came the month of Iyar. That was 30 days. That's like 45 days. And 5 days later, actually 6 days later, came the giving of the Torah. The Torah was given right at the beginning of Sivan, the 6th day of Sivan. So in other words, that was the 50 days from the going out of Egypt to 3 months. In the 3rd month, the Chodesh HaShlishi, Chodesh Kislev, it's also the same thing with Kislev. Kislev is also the 3rd month. But the 3rd month from when? Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, from the month of Tishrei. The month of Tishrei is the month that we pray to God. We serve God from below to above. The month of Nisan is the month where God does everything. God took us out of Egypt. God gave us manna from heaven. God gave us the Torah. That's from the month of. That's the month of Nisan. The 3rd month of Nisan is when we got the Torah. Those are all the things that God did. The month of Kislev is the 3rd month from Tishrei. Those are the things that we do. We have to do tshuva. We have to. Let's see. I have those avodas of Hashem in the month of Nisan is bechinas avodas of tzaddikim. Nisan is like the month of the tzaddikim. Shara Yetziat Mitzrayim, going out of Egypt, was like Hidgairut and a Gerish and Hidgairut Katan Shenol Dami. The going out of Egypt was something like a person converting to Judaism. And a convert is like a newborn baby. No sins, totally new person. Kevin she'en alav kol chataim, because he hasn't got any sins and no inyanim she'enu kedaboy or any negative things. The 3rd month from Nisan is Sivan. That's when we got the Torah. Then all the Jews were like tzaddikim. But 3 months, the 3rd month from Tishrei, Avodat Tishrei is like a Baal Tshuva. But Tishrei is everyone is like sinners that are coming closer to God. Kamuvan b'chodesh shlishi l'tishrei, which is Kislev. So that means Matan Torah. I'm sorry. Let's see. It's Bali Tshuva. Kamuvan, so it's understood. B'chodesh shlishi. So the 3rd month from Tishrei is the month of Kislev. So the 3rd month from the month of Tishrei is Kislev, namely this month. That's Matan Torah. This is the Matan Torah of the inside of the Torah. Pinimiyut the Torah, the secrets of the Torah. Tshuva, like it says, Darga Nailis Miyat Torah. Tshuva is above Torah. Haraya, He Mo'elet L'taken Pagama Torah. If a person did all the sins in the Torah, if a person does tshuva, repents, as it wipes out all the sins. So repentance is higher than the Torah. So on the month of Sivan, the 3rd month from Passover, we got the regular Torah. On Kislev, which is the 3rd month from, say, Yom Kippur, we got the inside of the Torah, the Panemius Torah. Lamor Zohari Ki Makor Le'inyan Tshuva Mishameter the Torah Atzmo. But the Torah itself can be a tool to make people do tshuva. Namely what? Chassidut. That's also the whole thing of Panemiut Torah, the inside of the Torah. Shegiluya Chal B'chodesh Kislev. The revelation of the inner Torah happened 3 months, also 3 months. 3 months after what? Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah. Makor b'Matan Torah, it started off in Matan Torah, the month of Sivan. But the secrets of the Torah are the secrets of the Torah. It's not a separate thing. Kabbalah, Chassidut, is part of the Torah. So it all came from the third month. The third month from Passover. The third month of Passover when the Jews got the Torah in the month of Sivan. That was the beginning of the whole thing. Shari B'Shan Matan Torah, when the Jews got the Torah in the month of Sivan, Nitna calling in the Torah. When they got the Torah, they got the whole Torah, everything that's in the Torah. Afilu Torah shemelech HaMashiach atid legalot. Even the Torah that the Mashiach is going to teach everyone. Shehiya bechina amuka biyota b'Torah. This is the lowest, the deepest levels of the Torah was all given in Matan Torah on the month of Sivan. Kalmar Midrash, like the Midrash says, that the Torah now is just like wind regarding the Torah of the Mashiach. Shagam he nitna b'shas Matan Torah b'Sivan. When God gave the Torah on Mount Sinai, He gave everything. But all that we really were able to receive, to get out of it, was the external Torah. The Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah on Sivan, the mysteries of the Torah were concealed. We had to wait for the Matan Torah in Kislev. What is Matan Torah and Kislev? Matan Torah and Kislev is also the third month, but the third month from Tishrei, the third month from Yom Kippur. Then God gave the inside of the Torah. He revealed the secrets of the Torah that were concealed in the Torah that God gave in Sivan. Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand? No. Passover is the first month of the Jewish calendar. Passover. It's the month of Nisan. Nisan is the first month. Right? Tishrei is the 7th month. Nisan is the first month. Tishrei is the 7th month. 3 months after Nisan, God gave the Torah to the Jews. 3 months after Tishrei, the 7th month, God also gave the Torah to the Jews. Which Torah did He give? He gave the secrets of the Torah. Chassidut. That's when He gave 3 months. Really, God only gave the Torah once, on Sivan, 3 months after Passover, right? The third month of the year. But in that Torah that He gave in Sivan was contained in secret, hidden, Chassidut and all the mysteries of the Torah. It was just revealed 3 months after the 7th month.
It's considered as being revealed all at once?
What?
The secrets of the Torah.
In the month of Kislev, it was revealed, so to speak, all at once when the Alter Rebbe got out of prison. That was the okay for him to reveal the whole Torah. Elishabaman Torah, when God and Sivan, it was the secrets of the Torah were concealed. When were the secrets of the Torah revealed? In the month of Kislev. Shlishi, the third month from Tishrei, from the 7th month. Shu Chodesh Avodat Tshuva, that this is the month of Tshuva. We do all the work from below to above. Giloi ze shapanimiyat Torah, fatzat ma'anot chutza, mehavim hachana. This is a preparation for the coming of the Mashiach, as we talked about in the class in the morning, coming of Mashiach. So in other words, on Sivan was revealed the revealed Torah, and all the laws and the Talmud and etc. was all there, but hidden inside of that was also the secrets of the Torah, and that was only revealed on Kislev, namely the 10th month of the year, as we'll talk about more, God willing, tomorrow.